Hello everyone, Stormy Strike here, and in this video we are going to be unboxing and reviewing the second release in the 2016 Breyer Premier Collection Club thing, which is Shannondell, who I'm so excited to open up. I have not actually opened it up yet. Everyone I've heard from though said that he's amazing, and so I'm really excited to check him out and see him. We'll first take a look at the box and then we'll actually unbox him. First off, also if you don't know, there are two different versions of this model. There's this version which has the braided mane and plated tail, or is this plated? Whatever it is, it's like a plated braided version of it. And then there's also a long mane and tail version. Unfortunately, they don't have the long mane and tail version on the box. I kind of wish they did, but so you can see the two, but you've probably seen them already, and you're going to be seeing which version I got today. And yes, you can choose which version you got of the model for the club, which I think was super awesome. I'm really happy they did that, and I'm excited to see like different horses we're going to be getting in new colors and variations of this mold in the future. But anyway, here we go. Let's take a look at the box. As you can see, it says Shannondell up there, and it's got a picture of him, the plated version, and it's got a really beautiful painted looking background, like this field and the mountains and sky. It looks really pretty. There it says the Premier Collection. Then on the side of the box, it's another picture of Shannondell, and it says his name again and the Premier Collection. Then on the box here, it shows again another picture of him and says the Premier Collection and Breyer and all that. And then on this part, it actually talks about the Premier Collection, and then also the sculptor who sculpted him, like about sculpting him. He was sculpted by Karen Gerhardt. I don't even know how I want to pronounce your last name. I'm so sorry, Karen. You have amazing work, though. You can see, we can see some, there's Karen, and we can see some sculpting and processes of the model, like when she sketched it out, and then when she was actually sculpting it. Super duper cool. So that is always really fun, I think, when they give you a little information about the Premier Club and about the model itself, like its process of being sculpted and stuff. I think it's super cool. And then on the top of the box, it says, same thing, Shannondell with a picture of him in the Premier Collection. Pretty much all the Premier models seem to have that. And then the bottom of the box just has all of Breyer's usual information with the places that Breyer stuff is. I don't know. And then it also says which number model this is, the Premier Collection, Shannondell, with the barcode and all that. So let's go ahead and actually open this guy up. So inside here we have the usual, which is bubble wrap and something in the bubble wrap. Open, and here's the little, there's also a little bit of bubble wrap on the bottom of the box in there too, to help protect the model. So we'll take a quick little look here. Here's the certificate of authenticity. It says the Premier Collection. It's got that really pretty shiny gold. Do you see that? Woo, shiny, shiny. It's in this little plastic baggy thingy to make sure it stays all nice. So here we'll open it up. Oh, you can't see that. It looks like they kind of put the a lot of stuff on the bag, so you can hardly see what this actually is saying. Let's just very carefully open this up. I don't want to mess up the certificate, especially since I'm going to be probably showing this model soon. There we go. Okay, so here it says Shannondell, and pretty much kind of the same information on the box mostly, but it says, congratulations, you now own one of the most beautiful and unique models made by Breyer. So a little bit about it and about his, like, what he looks like, saying what his shading is and his mapping and tri-eyes and things like that. And then there's a little certificate thing with a little shiny Breyer seal on there. That's really cute. So yeah, really cool. I really like these little certificates. Look how shiny that is. That's so pretty. They're just very pretty and cool to have. And so now let's actually go into the model here. So as you can see, we got a layer of bubble wrap right here. We gotta unravel. There we go. Set that aside. And then our model comes in this beautiful soft bag from Breyer. Gotta untie the ribbon at the top here to get it open. Alrighty, here we go. And then the inside of the bag is also really nice because it has a silk lining. And if you don't know, silk lining, like silk seems to be like one of the best materials to put up against a model, and they won't get messed up if they're like in extreme heat or things like that. Usually silk seems to be the best option for the bags like this, to have the interior be silk. Anyway, there's that nice bag. Then here's our model actually in the bubble wrap here. Let's go ahead and open him up out of the bubble wrap. Oh, I'm very excited. I'm really curious to see this guy in person. I've seen several pictures of him already, but I've not seen him in person yet. Oh yeah, and can you tell which version I got? Yes, I actually got the long mane and tail version. It was a really hard decision, but I went ahead to go get the free-flowing mane and tail version because I thought it was really pretty. Although I do really like the other version as well. It would be very cool if I could have both of them. But I am very happy with this version, I think. Oh, let me move over here to just finish unwrapping him. There we go. So now he's in a plastic baggie, so let's get him out of the plastic bag. Now we're almost there. A lot of unwrapping to do. And then now here he is out of the bag, but he still has some bubble wrap, so we'll take that off too. And there we go. Oh my goodness. This guy is very cool. Let's get a better angle on him there. Oh my goodness, he is, wow. I don't even know what to say first. I'm like taking it all in. So here he is. This is Shannondell. He is amazing, I can already tell. Here's the other side of him. Ooh, there we go. He is a little tippy, unfortunately, but it's expected of this kind of pose. He's not bad though. He can still stand just fine on a flat surface, although I wouldn't recommend, I'd be like careful with him basically setting him down because he is a little tippy, as you can kind of see there. He's not super solid standing, but he is very gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Breyer really did do a nice job on this guy, especially when I've heard so many complaints about Geronimo, like with quality problems and stuff. This guy, I need to look at him more close up. Ooh, I'm so sorry. I need to look at this guy up more close up, but so far he looks amazing. Like, I don't see anything flaw-wise, anything that's like major or anything. Wow. This guy is gorgeous, and I do love this long mane and tail version. I would also like the plated mane and tail version, as I mentioned, but oh my goodness. Let's actually get a closer look at this guy though and see what's going on up close. And I am apologizing too for the lighting. As you can see, I'm getting kind of a glare right now. Hopefully that's we'll try and fix that, possibly. Alright, let's go ahead and get a look at him. Oh my gosh, look at this face. Wow. We can see first off on his nose. Let's just get a look, really get a look at this sculpture, because he has a lot of details here I'm seeing. First off, look at those little, you see those little dots on his nose? Those little dots, those are in the mold to, ooh, camera's not focusing, to get the idea of like the little whiskers, you know, those little bumps on the noses sometimes, or the whiskers come out of. That is really cool, really nice detail right there. Look at that nose, it's so cute. Very well detailed and sculpted. And I absolutely love the coloring on it too. This shade of pink is really quite perfect. They actually like shaded the inside of the nose like a darker pink. Like, that's like just little details like that are pretty amazing that Breyer did on this for a technically mass-produced model. There's the mapping you can see on his nose there. We see a little vein on his face here on like the sculpt. Wow, look at that eye too. Look at that beautiful eye. So you can see it is a tricolored eye, so it's got like the brown, the black, and the pink. Really cool. You can see more of his face there again with that really nicely done marking. Looks amazing. Flip him over to the other side of his face. Get a look at that. His eye again, very pretty detailed. This one actually looks like it's painted even a little nicer right on this side. Ooh, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got like, the brown's kind of like a little lighter brown and then a bit of a darker brown. So it's almost like 2 shades of brown in the eye right there. That looks really nice. And I'm very sorry this camera is getting some very weird glares. Let me move this a little bit so we can maybe get a better look. Okay, so try and get a better look at his face here. Wow, he is just so amazing. Oh my gosh. He is really nicely done. Of course, by the sculpture by Karen, and just Breyer did a great job molding and painting it too. So let's get a look again at this side of the face. You can see his ears are really cute, really nicely done, and he's got a little bit of a forelock here. And I believe the plated version doesn't have this forelock, so it would just be the ears. I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to get a closer look at the plated version, but anyway, here is his mane too. Look how pretty that mane is. I love how it's flowing over the side of his neck here. It's on both sides. You can see the other side here. It's got this really pretty, like, a little curl, like, flowing up of the mane. So it really gives that feel that it's, like, blowing in the wind. And more on, look at the sculpture on his neck. It's amazing. Look at these muscle details, and look at these wrinkles right here. So amazing detail. Really nicely done. And like even underneath his neck, you can see like a couple of wrinkles showing there. And I am really sorry about my camera. I'm so not sure what is going on there with that. I'm gonna try and maybe fix it real quickly. I'm so sorry. This is probably not the most professional video, but there we go. That's a bit better. So, wow. And I haven't even mentioned his like coloring yet. His coloring is amazing. Just the shading going on. It's not really like super contrasty, like really, I don't know how to describe it. It's really, really nicely done shading. Like it's not overly shaded. It's like just beautifully shaded to the perfect amount. And it's just gorgeous. I love these lighter tones and these darker tones, especially on his back and stuff. It's just, the coloring is perfect. And this model is like perfect. Like I have nothing to say bad about this. This model is incredible. Like the paint job is really, really, really nice. Like I said, Geronimo had a lot of problems with his paint job and like flaws and stuff. This model is absolutely flawless. There's like nothing I can say bad about him so far, and I don't think there's going to be anything bad I can say about him. He is incredible. Let's go ahead and continue then looking at his details here. Look at these shoulders, and they're really nicely done and like shaded. You can see like right here it's shaded to exaggerate those beautiful lines and muscles in his shoulders. We'll move down to his leg and see he's got this gorgeous mapping on his white markings. Oh, just absolutely gorgeous. And look at these feathering. Look at the feathering going on here. It's just amazingly sculpted. It's so soft looking and just perfect movement with it as well. It's just amazing. And his feet are even detailed. Oh my gosh. Even his feet are just incredible. Look at this. Here's his details. There's the frog on his hoof and stuff. But it's really nicely shaded. Like it's not just one color. It's got some really actual shading going on here. And we can see too his nice horseshoe done in that really pretty flashy silver. Oh, it is so amazing. And then you can see the little horseshoe part right there too. The little, I don't know what that's called on the horseshoe, but that little part right there. That is amazingly done. And he actually does, it looks like he does actually have dapples, but Breyer did not mess up these dapples. These look incredible. Look, you can't even really see them. That's what I like about them, is they're very subtle. And normally when Breyer does the dapples like too much, they're very fish scaly. But these are nice and subtle. They don't look fish scaly at all because they don't like scream at you basically. They're very, very nicely done. I love the shading on his belly, by the way, because as you can see, it's got the lighter shading along here, but then it's got the darker shading right in the middle. Oh my gosh, this horse is amazing. The shading right here on his flank is amazing. Very, very amazingly done. More muscling on the back, like just on the back of his leg even here. Just so many details packed in. It's incredible. Look at this, these markings on his legs. Wow, these are incredible. Look at these markings. Very well done, masked off perfectly. The mapping is gorgeous. And it's even got these little detail, like little spots, which are a little bit, like this one's a little bit more messy, it looks like, but they're still like really nicely done. Oh my gosh, they're incredible. Then down to his foot again here, you can see this, there's one flaw here, which you can see the paint, they painted a little bit too much on the hoof there, but that's really the only thing I can say. You can see like the little brush stroke right there. But otherwise, this is amazing. Look at that shading again on the hoof. That is incredible. And you can see a bit more of the hoof here than on the front leg, and we see that the hoof is actually shaded and colored. Really nicely done. Again, more of this beautiful, beautiful markings and mapping going on here. Oops, there's a little bit of a sticky part from the masking, but that's okay. And there's this little chestnut you can see right there. It looks like he has like little gray chestnuts on his legs. Very cool. So, and let me also show you his belly again too, because look at the marking on his belly. That is so pretty and so nicely done. It even looks like it has a little bit of pinking right there. I don't know if you can really see it on camera or not, but it looks like he does like a little bit of shading of pinking right there on the model. I'm sorry, my camera's not focusing very well. But it's just so nicely done. It's amazing. I'm also realizing it doesn't have a stamp on the bottom. I'm not sure if the other Premier models have a stamp on the bottom, but this one does not have any stamp at all. He is just as he is. He is incredible though. Let's get a look at this leg too, because this leg is really stunning how they did the markings. And there's a little pink chestnut right there. It looks like the only pink chestnut. The other ones all have this gray chestnut on them. But look how cool these markings are done. Look at the mapping right there. That is really interesting and really nicely done right there. Absolutely gorgeous. You can see more of that beautiful markings going on his legs here. Just really amazing. This horse is definitely nicely done. And then again on this other side here we can get more of this gorgeous shading going on his flank. Look at that muscling on him too. Look at that. That is incredible. And he's just, the shading on this model is just perfect. Again, we can see some of these very, very subtle dapples, but they're so subtle you don't even really quite see them, but they really do kind of add a little something to them. They give them a little bit more depth in my opinion. This beautiful muscling again on his shoulder, and we can get a couple wrinkles here on the neck. It is just incredible. And on his chest too, you can see a very, very good muscling detail going on. And more beautiful, beautiful shading. Like, wow, this horse is just incredible. And I don't think he's even showing up in camera as well as I'm seeing him in person right now, because he is truly just, wow. I realized, I don't know if they have a hole in the corner of the mouth like all the most models do. This one doesn't seem to have the air hole on him anywhere actually, which is interesting. So I'm not sure if that, yeah, I don't see an air hole anywhere on him. I don't know if it's just somewhere I don't see yet, or if this model doesn't actually have an air hole, which is good and bad. Good because the model's face is not compromised by a little air hole showing, but it almost looks like there is supposed to be one right there, but it's filled in, so I don't know. So, but this model is, wow, look at that face. He is amazing. Again, his like we can get a top look at him too, like how his mane is done is really nice. You can almost kind of see how it was altered, like like how the mane was changed on the mold a little bit so that they can do the different two versions of the mold. But it is just gorgeous. There's his back, absolutely gorgeous. I don't think we talked about his tail. Let's talk about his tail real quickly. Gorgeous flowing tail. Just absolutely beautiful. It's solid black, like, you know, it's not going to be different colors or anything because it's a bay, but I think it really shows. Just look at all those creases, like all the little strands of hair going on. It is really incredible. Absolutely gorgeous model. Like from the top too, you can see how like there's some shading on his flanks there. You can kind of see the different arrays of shading and colors he is. He is just absolutely amazing. I really don't know what more there is to say about him. He is amazingly done. Like, I don't think there's anything I could say about him. Oh, there's one thing I forgot to show. He does have the little China stamp right there with like the little VIN number on his hoof. You can hardly see it though. Otherwise, he doesn't have any other stampings or markings on him. I don't know if does he have the Breyer logo? I forgot to check. Yes, he does. He does have the Breyer logo on the inside of his leg right there, but you can hardly see it. And, wow, I mean, like, this model is so nicely done. It is really quite incredible. People have been saying that this is the best draft that Breyer's ever done, and I have to agree. This model is just incredible. There's nothing bad to say about him. There's nothing bad to say about anything about him, even like the quality. It's perfect, absolutely perfect quality. This is like a model you'd expect Breyer to use as like a raffle model at Breyer Fest or something, where they only make 26 of them. That's how great the quality is on this model. It is just stunning. There is absolutely nothing I can complain about this model. He is incredible. I'm just kind of speechless even by him. He is amazing. Definitely one of the best Breyers I think Breyer's ever even made. He is amazing. I am very excited too to see what other colors they put in him. I'm excited to see customs of him. I'm excited to see all kinds of things on this model. I think he's going to look great in any color. But I really like this color choice too for him, this bay with these gorgeous, gorgeous socks and markings. Look at that. That is so amazing. I think this model is just absolutely perfect. There is nothing, not a single bad thing to say about him. He is incredible. Now, one last thing for the review I wanted to do is I'm going to show you a comparison of him compared to another Breyer model so you can get a sense of his size. So I have another model over here that I actually reviewed in a couple of videos, recently, a couple videos ago. So here we have the Gypsy Vanner mold Breyer, so we can compare these two for size. Hopefully, zoom out a little. So Shannondell is actually a bit bigger. He's taller, especially right here on his croup. His croup is much taller than the Gypsy Vanner. He's a little bit taller in the head as well, so the Gypsy Vanner is a bit smaller than him. And lengthwise, if we're not going to count the tails, because their tails vary on the mold, since this is another mold that has different manes and tails, he is actually longer than the Gypsy Vanner too, both in the length of like their bodies and like how their legs, like from their legs, this model is definitely quite a bit longer in the pose and stuff. But also just the body itself. Let's see if we can get a comparison here. So you can see Shannondell is much thicker. It's got much more bigger belly, bigger rump. He's just overall like a bigger horse, bigger draft horse. Which definitely makes sense because the Gypsy Vanner is supposed to be not as much of a draft horse compared to Shannondell. Let's see a back comparison there of them. So again, Shannondell is definitely bigger. Not by a huge amount, but by a little bit. And he is just amazing. I cannot get over this horse. This is definitely something Breyer needs to be proud of, because Karen did an amazing job on this sculpt. Breyer did a good job on the paint job and the quality of this. And wow, I'm really excited to find out now which model is going to be the third release in the Premier Club this year. Because wow, they're going to have to really work hard to follow up on an amazing horse like this. This guy is amazing, just stunning all the way around. So that is my unboxing and review of Shannondell. Thank you for watching. I hope this video was maybe helpful for you if you were thinking about getting him or just wanted to see this new mold and see kind of what possibilities too could be in this. I am already seeing all kinds of different variations of bays and chestnuts and maybe even Appaloosas in this mold. He would look so good in so many colors, but I do absolutely love him in just this gorgeous bay with these beautiful markings. Ugh, he's just amazing. Anyway, thank you again, guys, for watching. I hope you all have an awesome day, and I will see you all in the next video.